Bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler on Penfield Town Court. My name is Christopher Chichester. I've never committed a crime. I'll be absolutely clear about what I'm communicating to you. I will never come in to Penfield Town Court. Do you understand me? You disgusting hack. I will never come in there. I have to be violent attacked and deposited in front of you like I was on August 30th. If I'm in there, Paul Metzler, pay attention. I will be screaming at you. I will scream at you and over you to prevent you from talking. You will not be able to direct a syllable at me that I will understand because I'll be screaming at you in the most ferocious way possible. Be absolutely clear. You are a disgusting, vile, bankrupt, sick hack, and you were sitting there as one person inside a library attempting to deliver me to jail because of an email. Yeah, you heard that right, Sandra Dorling, Todd Baxter. This repulsive, bankrupt hack is trying to send me to jail because of an email. So, do you understand what I just told you, Paula Metzler? I will never come in there and get ready for me to scream at you. I don't care about additional charges in your library courtroom. Where's the jury, you bald-headed, wig-wearing psychopath? That's why you're a bald-headed, wig-wearing psychopath. You got the bald head, you put the wig on it. That's a fact. You're a psychopath because you love to sit up there destroying one lives as a jury's one. Jury of one, pardon me. These are two Freedom of Information Law documents that I'm demanding, and they're attached. And I explained it in the YouTube. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester with John Paula Metzler Jr. in Penfield Town Court was named the prosecutor, Sandra Dorling. I'm delivered to jail, you bald-headed, wig-wearing psychopath. When the prosecutor didn't talk before John Paula Metzler Jr., he just pronounced me guilty, and now I'm off to Monroe County Jail now. No interest whatsoever in the facts. The facts are different with you bald-headed, wig-wearing psychopath. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester with Paula Metzler in Penfield Town Court. What is the name of the prosecutor, Sandra Dorling? This prosecutor is different. Because the one in front of 70-year-old John Paula Metzler Jr., the child rapist protection racket for Dane Delouse the third, she just stood at the podium and looked away, looked to the left, didn't say anything. She was embarrassed to be there because I've never committed a crime. This 5'2" three-piece suit boy walks over to your bald head, gives you a little piece of paper. I don't know what's on this piece of paper. And then you declare me guilty and I'm in Livingston County. What am I doing in Livingston County, you bald-headed, wig-wearing psychopath? How is that explained to the United States Department of Justice? How am I delivered to jail, you bald-headed, wig-wearing psychopath, when the prosecutor doesn't talk? Who called you to be in Penfield Town Court on August 30th? You were told to be there. I'm walking on Penfield Road. I've said this multiple times. I go to the bank, Canada National Bank, withdraw $40. I walk in front of Wegmans, 5 Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicles. 10 plus employees exit their vehicles. One of them runs at me, knocks me down. My head slams against the concrete pavement. Bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler. There I am lying on the pavement. I had $61.39 in my pocket. I had to go get an MRI. Isn't that right, Todd Baxter? Your disgusting criminal attacked me in front of the pharmacy entrance to Wegmans. I have in the MRI tube. I can feel that pounding behind my head. I like to think throughout my long life I can handle pain, and it is an unrelenting pain because I was attacked by you, criminal, Todd Baxter, and the witnesses are your 10-plus employees. What's his name? And you're refusing to tell me. It's a violent attack upon me that delivered me to the MRI tube, and this is the certification of it because this is the documentation. And then I'll take it from the MRI tube and deposit it in front of your bald head, Paula Metzler, and there I am in Livingston County. What am I doing in Livingston County, Paula Metzler? How do you explain that to the Department of Justice? How's that explained? This Freedom of Information Law is attached. Everybody's guilty. It's assembly line of guilt. February 20th, 2021. Do you understand today's date? Do you understand what the day is? Huh? Given your age and enfeeblement. What year is it, Paula Metzler? What day is it, Paula Metzler? The name, charge, and sentence of every defendant in Penfield Town Court for John Paula Metzler Jr., James Miller Jr., Paula Metzler. What's not to understand? The name, charge, and sentence. How do you explain to the employees at the United States Department of Justice, bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler, that everyone is guilty? How is that explained? So, Paula Metzler attached. The financial disclosure statement for Penfield Town Judge Paula Metzler for calendar year 2019. That's attached. Where's your money? February 8th. February 8th. Where's your money, bald-headed, wig-wearing, criminal corrupt Paula Metzler? Send it. I want to see if you have a conflict of interest. I want to look at your financial disclosure. I'm going to update this with more specific information because you can weasel out of this because it's general language. And I sent the same Freedom of Information Law documentation to Sheriff Todd Baxter, District Attorney Sandra Dawley, and James McNulty Jr., the Violent Protection Racket, Jermaine C. Benman. Jermaine C. Benman snaps my head back at the gym, and I'm charged with harassment second, sitting in the backseat of Andrew Reale's police vehicle. Bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler. Do you recognize these blue gloves? These blue gloves are in my residence because of you. I said this to you over and over and over. You're not watching, you're not watching. There will be no excuse from you. I didn't watch his YouTube that he sent to me, even though I'm in the process of destroying his life, his character, and his integrity. I don't send anything he sends to me, even though he was the defendant in Penfield Town Court. How ludicrous does that sound? You want to wallow in ignorance? Just like everybody's guilty, guilty, guilty. You don't know the facts and circumstances of anyone in Penfield Town Court, and that's why your default is guilty, guilty, guilty. The facts and circumstances don't matter. Just like these facts and circumstances. This is not a search warrant, bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler. Pay attention. This is going to be your removal from Penfield Town Court. This is the one that will definitely do it. I believe everything will do it. But this is the one, if there's any doubt in the minds of anyone at the United States Department of Justice, the people of Monroe County, Speaker, Majority Leader in Albany, the governor's office, this is the one that will remove any doubt. You type this document that says search warrant. That's not a search warrant in Penfield Town Court. Handed it to Leila Roque. She contacted my landlords, and that's how this disgusting cypher gets in there. Now, right, Leah, you copied on this. You took my Chromebook out of my residence, Leah, because you're reading my emails and going to search history on my Chromebook. Because it says right here, any laptops, computers, and tablets, and other computing devices. Why did you take my Chromebook? You went to my father's dresser. All the papers I have in folders were drawn on the floor. My military uniform, the 101st Airborne Division, my dress, greens I haven't worn in 30 years were on the floor. It looked like a tornado went through here because of what you did. You bald-headed, wig-wearing, disgusting hack, Paula Metzler. This is not a search warrant. Bald-headed, wig-wearing, disgusting hack, Paula C. Metzler, and $91,000 Leila Roque. So, I asked you in Penfield Town Court if you owned a dog, and you gave me that deer in the headlights you perfected. You gave me that 1,000-yard stare that you perfected. This is who you're with. These psychopaths are coming to my residence to demand my little guy. What would you think if you're walking Simba and Star, and there's the bald head of Todd Baxter? Give us Simba and Star. You'd think that's the lunatic fringe, wouldn't you? You'd think that these guys are psychopaths demanding my dog. All you're doing is walking the dog for 7 years and 4,000 times. Neeraj and Leila Kumar Shah keep coming to you, this 50-year-old man and 7-year-old mother. Call the sheriff's office on me. This is who you're with. What would you think if the sheriff's office demanded your 2 dogs? What would you think if they demanded the dogs that the late Eric Metzler used to walk? If anyone deserves to be a widow, it's you. I hope you're in eternal pain because of the death of Eric Metzler. I hope his death haunts you. Here I am walking my little guy, and I hear screaming from Neeraj and Leila Kumar Shah, the 2 individuals you've empowered to destroy my life. And I don't know what that is. So I take my little guy in and go in my residence. I go in here to talk to these 2, and they refuse to talk to me. They're screaming at me. I don't know what that is. 50-year-old man living with a 7-year-old mother. They have no lives, these 2. I don't know anybody ever that's beyond 50 years of age and lives with his mother. Do you live with your mother? I won't be surprised at all if you lived with your mother, bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler. And an hour later, I got the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. They're there to demand my little guy. I adopted my little guy from Lollipop Farm Humane Society, my ex-girlfriend Laura Riley, because I passed the background check. I answered every question. We wanted to give the dog a home that nobody wanted. And when Laura and I were going to the cages, it was a perfect day for us. It was barking everywhere. I just happened to say, I don't want to get a barking dog. She said, you sure? Because it's barking everywhere. And then he was there, looking up at us with his little paws. He's looking up at us. Laura said, he's looking right at you, even though he was looking at both of us. And there's the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. The Jonestown employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office at my door demanding my dog, and I've walked my dog the same way for 4,000 times. There you are, Jonestown Baxter, demanding my dog. What would you think $129,525 Perry Duckles, the deputy, the king of New York, A #1 Sandra Dawley, if all you're doing, Perry, is walking your dog, and there's Jonestown Baxter demanding your dog? You have to work with these people, Perry. The reason why I mention your name, Perry, is to cite my dog. Redirect defendants away from Paula Metzler and James P. Mully Jr., because then you can avoid catastrophes like me, where my civil and constitutional rights have been abridged by fanaticism, hatred, and corruption. My name is Christopher Chichester. I've never committed a crime.